Welcome to your video for Comparing and Scaling Investigation 3.1, where we are going to be talking about commissions, markup, and discounts. So our learning targets for this particular video and this investigation lesson are going to be to use proportions and equations to solve for a percentage of a value. So we will be setting up the percent proportion. And then once we get an answer to that percent proportion, we'll be learning target number 2 will be to determine whether we add or subtract that percentage that we will have found. So in order to know whether we add or subtract, we need to look at a few keywords. The first one is commission. And a few of these words also pop up on your vocabulary sheet, so make sure you define them as well. So commission is typically a percent of the sale price. This is not necessarily always money that is added into the cost or money that is subtracted out. It's typically a percentage that is earned. So commission is money, and we're going to write in here that it's earned. The next one, tax or tip, that is money that is added. So when you go up to the cash register and you go to check out, I'm pretty sure have been around long enough to know that you pay above and beyond what is the sticker price, and that is because of tax. Or you go to a restaurant and you leave a tip. Sometimes that's in cash, other times you just add it to your bill, so your credit card is charged an additional set amount of money. Discount, as if the store were having a sale or if you were to have some sort of coupon. Discount is money subtracted or taken off. And lastly, markup. This is money just like tax and tip. This is added in. And markups need to happen so that stores make additional money above what they sell their items for, and then this is money of how they pay their bills or pay their employees. So to calculate these markups, taxes, discounts, commission, we are going to set up a percent proportion, and a second option will be to do an equation. And I won't necessarily go through and solve each one every single time, but you'll have an idea of that both of them will work to find a percent. So let's go through a couple of questions here. Number 1, a dress originally cost $68. The store has a store-wide deal that everything is 15% off. Without tax, what is the cost of the dress after the discount? So we're going to start with our proportion. We're going to start with our blank proportion. The original cost is always going to be your 100%. We're going to be looking for what 15% is. We don't know what that 15% is. And originally the 100% cost of this dress was $68. So this is where you would show me your proportion. You would go ahead, you would get your calculator out, you would do your multiplying, and you would do your dividing. And if you do that multiplication and that division, you would find that 15% or that question mark is equivalent to $10.20. Now that's money that we're saving because it's a discount. So this does not actually fully answer the question. We would need to subtract because this is money saved. So start with the original cost of $68 and take away $10.20 in order to get your final cost. I'm going to run out of room here, of $57.80. So that would be, this is your final cost. Now, in an equation to find 15% off, you would start with your original value and you would multiply it, but now you need to multiply by its decimal equivalent. So 15% is 0.15, and if you were to multiply that, then you would find that that's when you would get your $10.20, and you would then have to go ahead and do the subtraction after that to find your total. So let's look at number 2. In Michigan, sales tax is 6% of your purchase. This does not change no matter what you buy. Unless you're buying food in Michigan, then you don't pay tax. Just a little side note. You purchase a shirt for $19.99 and a pair of jeans for $34.99. What was your purchase total before tax? So in this question, I'm trying to break it down step by step of what you would have to do. So in order to find your total purchase, we would need to add up the items that we're purchasing. The shirt and the pair of jeans. And again, this would be work that you would need to show me on any sort of test or quiz, but then you could use your actual calculator for the addition. So once we add those two up, we get $54.98. So that's our total before tax. Part B, how much is the sales tax on your purchase? So this is where we start with our blank proportion. We know sales tax is 6%, and a percent is always out of 100. And right now our 100% is $54.98. And we are not sure what 6% is. We need to find that. Let me set up the equation for you, and then we'll solve. We would use the 100% or the $54.90, and we would multiply that by 0.06, which is the decimal equivalent of the percent. And then once we calculate that out, we would find that our tax is $3, and here I'm going to round up, $3.30. And that would be the exact same amount as if you were to solve using the proportion. So part C is, what is your total due to the store? Well, due to the store, we have to pay the $54.98, which is what the sticker price would have been of the two items. Then we need to add to it our $3.30. And now, cash registers do this automatically. They keep track of your tax as items are scanned in. But our that we would owe would be $58.28. So that question is recognizing that with tax, you add it in. I just broke that question down into the steps that you would have to keep track of and the steps that you would be required to solve that question. So let's look at the next question. It says, generally at non-fast food restaurants, the customer leaves a tip based on a percentage of the total bill. Your family ate at Logan's Steakhouse, and the food and drink plus tax came to a total of $45.67. You want to leave an 18% tip. How much money do you add to your bill? You have to pay close attention with these types of questions, because this question is not asking what the total would be. It's strictly asking for what you would add. So once we find the 18%, we are done. We do not have to add it back in because the question did not ask for the total after the tip. So here we are, 18%. A percent is always out of 100. And the 100% is always what we start with. So 45 $2,900.67. And the 18% is unknown. That's what we need to find. If we were to set up an equation, it would be $45.67 times the decimal equivalent 0.18. And again, this is where our calculators become handy because we can just plug that multiplication and division in. And we would find that 18% is $8.22. And again, I'm done because it just said how much money do you add to your bill. It did not ask for the total. Number 4. A car salesman earns 10% commission on each car sold. If a Dodge Caravan is sold for $29,500, how much commission does the salesman earn? So again, we're not adding, we're not subtracting, we're strictly looking for the 10%. Setting up our proportion, the percent is always out of 100. Our 100% is our starting amount, which is $29,500. We need to find the 10%. If you were to use the equation method, 29,500 times and then 0.10 for the decimal. And this might be one just because of using 10% that you might be able to do mentally, whether you're using the proportion or equation. Your amount that that particular salesman would earn in commission is $2,950. And that's kind of his bonus for selling that vehicle. All right, number 5. Companies need to make money to pay their employees and their costs to run stores. In order to do this, items we purchase are marked up from their true cost. If the cost to make a set of dishes is approximately $50 and it is marked up 30%, what price tag will it have in the store? So when we go to the store, we never really know what the true cost is. We only see the higher cost that the store is. So once again, 30%, percent is always out of 100. As far as we know, 100% is that $50. We need to figure out what 30% is. Equation would be starting with the amount that we are aware of, $50, multiplying that times 30% in decimal form, which is 0.30. And we would find that it is marked up $15. But that's the markup. The question asked, after its markup, what price tag will it have in the store? So markup, if we were to go back to the top of the notes, we would see that markup is money that is added. So we need to add this in. So the final step would be to show the $50 plus the $15 markup for a total cost of, in the store, we are going to see the price tag at $65. All right, I want you to try number 6. So go ahead, pause the video, try 6, and then when you play it, you'll be able to see the work that I've done and see how far you are coming in your understanding. Okay, so this one required multiple steps, and if you can see at my work, I didn't even worry about showing the equation, so I'm just going to scratch that off because I ran out of space. Your first step, and I'll kind of draw a line to split it in half, was to find 15%. So I found 15%, and when I did that calculation, I realized that I was going to save $8.25. Once I take the original cost of $54.99 and subtract $8.25, I get kind of my new total, which is $46.74. Tax is always calculated on the discount. So then my second step is to find tax. I went to my new account, or my new total, which is $46.74, and found tax. When I had calculated tax, I found tax to be $2.80. Added that to my sale price of $46.74 and came away with my final total that I'm going to owe of $49.54. So if I earned $50, then yes, I have just enough money to pay for the new shoes that I want. All right, there are 3 more questions that I would like you to try. I'm not going to walk through these step by step. I am going to solve them. Well, first I would like you to pause the video. I would like you to try and solve them. Then once you hit play again, you will see my work for 7, 8, and 9, as well as the answer, the final answer that will be highlighted. So go ahead and pause and try these as well. All right, so I labeled all of these and I used the proportion method to save some time. And I realized that once I left you on your own that these were a little different. So if you, after looking at my work, if you have questions on these, please make sure you ask in class, but I will save the time from you needing to watch the video to go through even more explanations. But basically you want to look at, a lot of this is stuff before. So before a markup, before commission, or before tax. So they give you the percentage above and beyond. So for this first one, if it was marked up 30%, that means that you as the customer are actually paying 130. I always like to leave the 100 on the bottom, and then you can tell that because I highlighted that that was the unknown amount. So we know what we pay when we pay 130%, the $11.70. It's the 100 that this is where the question mark would be. And that's how 8 works, and that's how 9 works. If these last 3 completely confuse you, please come to class with questions, but we will continue to work on both finding values before and after any sort of tax, tip, commission, discount. So if you feel like this maybe didn't give you enough practice, no worries. We will be working on it in class.